Hi, my name is Robleh-Public. This is my presentation on police and their public image. I'm a police foundation student here at Algonquin. Let's get this started. Why is public image important? So the number one reason why I feel this idea of public image is important is because of community policing. Community policing is a philosophy, a management style, and organizational strategy centered on police and community partnerships and problem solving to address problems of crime and social disorder in the community. So what that means in a nutshell is it's this idea of bringing the community and the police community together so they can talk in a more informal environment so that the community can get out what they want the police to hear and the police can tell the community what they want. And so it's this idea of building trust, building relationships with the community to have a more effect on the community in terms of crime and its prevention. The only way the police can execute their duties effectively. So like I said, having a positive image in the community and in the general public, the more effective police officers can work. A poor public image may cause the public to lose trust in the police and cause more unreported crime. So how this comes together is that if the community doesn't trust the police, or if they feel that the police aren't really going to do their job, if they say what they see, such as a small group of people dealing drugs or using drugs in a specific area, they're going to feel, alright, the police aren't going to do anything about it, so why waste my time? And so this has to do with public image because the more of a positive image you have, the more chances are people are going to call and say, hey, these are the issues happening in my community, and I'm going to need someone to come in and try to help us out kind of. So criticisms. So what causes the police to be criticized more often than other professions? So I have a little analogy here. Like police officers, firefighters are only called when there is a problem. Like police, firefighters restore order. Like police, firefighters have to take immediate action. The difference between the police, or what the police do and what the firefighters do, is the nature of the circumstance. So a firefighter has to deal with fire, whereas a police has to deal with humans. And you know that humans are a lot more intricate, it's going to be a lot more complicated, unlike a fire, because a fire you're there to put it out. Whereas a human conflict is going to be different every single time you go there. So you're not going to have a book that says, alright, this is how you handle this situation, this is how you're supposed to handle this situation, and that's why police are often scrutinized for the way they deal with situations, because they're not told how to do it, but are given the power to do what they feel is right. And so that's why they feel like it's a lot easier to criticize a police officer than there's a firefighter who's there to go and fight fires. Myths that are often associated with the police are instantaneous problem solvers. So what the general public thinks is that as soon as you call a police officer for a small issue, he's there, he's going to fix it, it's done. But it's more deeper than that. I mean, the idea of community policing and having a positive image is that it helps deal with these problems on a more deeper level. So instead of going for the surface issue, you're going deep and you're talking to people and finding out where the root of the issue is and fixing it from there. Another myth that is associated with them is when the police are around, there is no crime, and the more police, the less crime. And so it's this idea where, alright, let's just hire more police officers to fix the problem, and there won't be any crime. And so this is a big myth, and a lot of people do believe this, but the fact is, the more police you put on, you're not going to cover every single corner of the city and have eyes on there 24/7. There's always going to be a spot where there's no one there, and so the criminals are going to find that spot and still do what they want to do. And so that's why this is another myth that's often associated with the police. The media. So obviously the number one most influential source to the public is the media. And so no matter what the media airs, everyone's going to see it. So if the media generally like more negative things, negative ideas. So when a police officer messes up, they're going to want that story over the police going to a picnic or doing a fundraiser for the public or the community that they're working in. And so it's this idea that people are generally attracted to terrible news more than positive news that make the media more of a negative aspect in terms of this police ideology. You often see it in cartoons. I mean, when you see a police officer in a cartoon, you see someone that's eating donuts, coffee, it's lethargic, large. I mean, it's from a very small age that this idea of a police officer being someone lazy that is developed into other things as soon as they grow up. So why is it so effective? It's because everyone has a laptop, everyone has a television, you get papers everywhere, and so this story, as negative as it may be, is going to see eyes, and a lot of people are going to see it, and that's why it's very effective. How can the media be used in a more beneficial way? Inviting the media to big things such as fundraisers or so. it gives the media a chance to see a more positive light in the community, and gives the community a chance to see what the police are actually doing behind the scenes. Impact of generalization. Police are often very generalized because they wear a uniform. They're all one thing. They're all one unit that go on. And so when one person messes up, it's often reflected on others. And so that's something that the police really have to watch out for, because it only takes one mess up to really, taint the image of all police officers. Why are police officers so susceptible to this ideology? It's because this idea that they're all wearing one uniform and they're all one person. And so it's very easy to kind of mix and match these kind of ideas. So methods to increase public image, being more proactive in the prevention of crimes. So going out there, and instead of waiting to be called in, go out there and then look for potential ways that crimes could happen, and then fixing it before they start. And then people can be like, hey, the police are actually doing their job. And so it makes a better image. So having more of a presence in communities in a more informal environment. So as I said, in terms of community policing, talking to the community and when there isn't actually things happening, and saying, what do you know? Well, what is there to do? Just talking to them, building a relationship with them. Building trust between the community and the police. So if you really want to know what's going on in a community, you're going to have to build trust. You're going to have to know the people that live there, and then know them on a more personal level, so that they're able to tell you secrets, or tell you things that are going on in that community, and that builds this idea of public image. Exposure to police in a positive light at an early age can generally affect the attitudes of the children that may not get it at home. So a really big issue is that parents of children often that don't like police will tell their kids, oh, police are bad, police are this, police are that, and kind of bring their ideas onto their children. So exposing kids to this idea of police are beneficial, they're there to help at an early age, will actually change this, or benefit actually